Cialis? I mean, what the fuck does that say?
What is a Cialis?
Yeah, well, I
does
mean,
it sound
what
nice? Does the word sound nice to you?
Does it Cialis?
It's not a hard word.
Cialis.
Pardon the pun.
Oh, there's nothing hard about it.
Leave your moral compass at the door. It's time for Carl and Mike.
Welcome, Carl and Mike, show number 5.
Let's do this
Big
thing.
5.
We're going to call this 5?
I'm calling it 5.
Okay, we'll call this 5. We'll see
If there's no show 4, then we're screwed.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
So how's it going, Carl?
It's going good.
Yeah.
I had a good weekend. I had a safe conversation weekend. Do you remember
safe conversation?
Yes. You remember my a couple months ago I had gone to that Harville Hendricks safe conversation thing with Suzanne about how to have how to communicate better with your spouse. Mm-hmm. So we had a safe conversation checkup.
Who did? You and Hendricks?
Suzanne.
Oh,
Yeah,
Suzanne.
it was a little checkup, yeah.
Oh, and that went well?
And I'm terminal.
You're terminal?
Yeah, it was good. So the safe conversation, the way it works is you have to mirror back what the other person says.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? Sounds simple, right?
Basic therapy stuff, yeah.
You let them give the data, you mirror back what they say, no matter whether you agree with it or disagree with it.
Yeah.
And then you say what you feel about that. So as the person delivering it, I then tell you what I feel about that,
Yes.
And then you say the key word is, and it reminds me of something from my childhood.
Fuck you or something like that? Is it a key word?
No, key word is then after you do that, then you talk about how it reminds you of something from your childhood. Mm-hmm. So what I learned out of this was, when you get in an argument with your spouse or partner or whatever.
I've never had that problem.
Never?
Never
Yeah,
had
because
that
you're
problem.
totally pussified and you don't argue.
No.
You and Nate don't argue?
No, I just nod.
Yeah, quietly.
Yes, dear.
See, I haven't learned those 2 words is my problem. I have not learned the yes, dear. Everybody says to do that.
Oh, that yes, dear.
I can't do the yes, dear.
God bless the yes, dear.
It does save things.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but you're saying yes, dear. She's not saying yes, dear to you.
I'm not even sure she's hearing yes, dear. At this point, it's been so many years, she's probably hearing, bite me.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Well, I think the pussification may be calcified in you a little bit more than it is in me.
Yeah. It's
yeah. The problem is it seems a simple process, but I've noticed when Suzanne goes to say her stuff, okay, and you're supposed to repeat back. Mm-hmm. Well, first off, I can remember about 7 words. Okay? Suzanne takes about 75 words to just basically lay out a thought.
Oh, okay.
So I'm like lost.
I thought you were supposed to repeat back exactly what the other person said. That was
pretty
my
darn
therapy
close.
thing. Yeah.
Pretty close.
No interpretation.
No interpretation. Yes. Well, you're not going to say every exact word.
Yeah.
And for me, I have to be raising my hand all the time because Suzanne's like going. And I think women in general tend to say more words. You think? So they say a lot more words to get the point across. And I have trouble following the line of the traveling.
The line of reason.
The line of reason, the where's this going, what's this all mean,
Yeah. What the fuck are you talking about?
I'd much rather say, you did this and I feel shitty about it.
See how much easier that yes, dear.
See, I get that. Yes, dear would be better.
Yeah, anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. Why do I have that problem with yes, dear? I've been married 27 years. I should be at yes, dear.
You're struggling with the final stages of...
Is that it?
Yeah. Pussification.
Is that where it ends?
Yeah.
With a yes,
dear?
dear?
Well, somewhere along... I really don't know.
Give me my sippy cup? Yeah. I mean, really? That's what it ends? That's what we have to look forward to?
Yeah. That would... something along those lines, yeah.
Yeah, no, I tend to argue too much.
Yeah.
Probably for yes, dear would probably take a lot of stress out of my life.
Woo.
But then it feels like I'm giving in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, you're doing that. Yeah, that's exactly, And
the problem with that is, all right. So we had a safe conversation checkup, which is kind of weird because it turned out we were the only couple that showed up for the safe conversation checkup. So we had like these 2 marriage counselors.
You know why that is?
Why?
All the other couples were at home humping.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
They're having sex.
Oh, I'm sure that's what it
We're
was.
having safe conversations.
Yeah, you're having safe conversation. Everybody else is humping.
Time for a safe conversation. Yeah, that's probably what's happening. Yeah. Anyway, so we had these two marriage counselors there, ready to pounce.
Yeah.
So we got all their attention.
Oh, it was a 2-on-2?
It was a 2-on-2.
Whoa, I've
Yeah.
never had that. That's.
Yeah.
Did therapists disagree with each other?
They had different takes a little
Oh.
bit.
Interesting.
Anyway, I mean, they were good and it was great, but it was a morning session, and I didn't sleep well the night before. So right off the bat, I'm not in a real talkative mood.
Yeah.
Which you really want to be in a talkative mood when you're going to have a safe conversation. Because yes, no, it really doesn't work.
So it was early in the morning?
It wasn't that early, but I had not slept well the night before.
Yeah.
So it started like at 9.
That's early in the
That is
for
me.
you. That's
Yeah,
like
9
might
o'clock.
as
Jeez,
well
I've had
be
only 5 hours
5
sleep.
a.m.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So that was my weekend with the safe conversation checkup.
Well, that's not bad.
How was your weekend?
It was good.
Yeah.
Just
What's a typical Mike weekend?
crap around the house. What was a typical weekend? Well, lately we've been working outside in the, because the weather's breaking. We're working outside.
The garden.
Yeah, garden, trying to do all that kind of shit.
You got all your weeds out now.
And no, that's.
Are you organic gardening?
I'm gonna ease in that direction. Yeah, right
So
now.
right now
well,
you've
the only
still
thing
got the
that's-
Roundup
well,
out and Monsanto.
No, the only
extra.
no. The only thing that's inorganic right now is whatever it takes to neutralize a fire ant bed. And
Yeah.
I don't give a shit what it is.
Really?
You can give me some nuclear waste, I'll put it on. I don't care. And that's
So your safety for the earth kind of ends at fireside
oh,
fire
yeah.
ants.
Yeah, me and fire ants don't get along.
Yeah.
And so
what about
it's-
like hot water? Boil them.
Boil them. Oh yeah, that
no,
works.
that would be organic.
No. That works out great. It kills the grass or whatever it is right there. But that's okay. I don't care. I had some big mounds, and I did that. I kept boiling the water, going inside, bringing it back out, and it toasted that fucker.
So what's the problem with having fire ant? I know nothing about gardening.
Well, they keep popping back up. So
So
you've
what's
got
the downside of that?
well, with
you've
fire
got
ants, I mean, they're. If you've ever been bitten by fire ants, you know what I'm
So
talking
you
about.
can't
The
hang
other
out
kind
in the
of
garden because there's
the other-
fire ants
Well,
around?
we have 4 or 5 different kinds of ants. It's weird. We have these little bitty tiny ones. Some of them call them sugar ants. They're the ones that get in your house. They're kind of a nuisance. They really don't bite you. My grandmother always called them piss ants.
Piss ants. Maybe
Piss
that's where
ants.
the phrase
Piss
came
ants.
from.
Well, I think it is where it came from. And then we have some fire ants, and then there's another variety that's kind of a smaller but a little bit, like a fire ant. And then we've got these big fuckers that I'm not kidding you, because I killed one of them and brought it in and measured it. It was over half an inch long.
Whoa.
Yeah,
That's
and
a
then
serious ant.
these are big lumbering kind of ants. Those I've been able to get rid of with borax.
Yeah.
And then there's diatomaceous earth, various kinds of organic things that I use. So that's my weekend.
Yeah.
Boring kind of shit with ants. But the garden's coming along good. I got a lot of stuff planted
Well,
for
what are
the
you going to
winter.
do with all this garden? What are you going to do with it? You mean you make your own salad, okay?
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
No. Yeah. Well, we wound up
Giving it to neighbors.
giving it to neighbors, or we trade herbs for this one lady who it makes us fresh bread because
Well,
she
there you
gets
go.
herbs from us.
Okay.
And
You got a
then
little
we've
barter thing
traded for eggs. Yeah. And
For eggs?
Yeah.
Someone's
yeah.
got a chickens?
Nita's
in your
got some
neighborhood?
people the neighborhoods. Well, not directly our neighborhood. There are other neighborhoods close by that there's a lot of chickens.
See, we live in North Dallas, so we don't. We have people mow the lawn, and
Yeah,
That's about it.
Yeah, that's No, it's different
you
altogether.
know, no, not quite the same.
Yeah.
I just never had never got into that.
Yeah, no, it's pretty cool. I mean,
Yeah.
especially when you have a good year with tomatoes like that, because once you taste a real tomato the way it's supposed to taste,
Yeah.
it's hard to be satisfied with things.
I think most of them, growing up, most of my vegetables came in a can. Pretty much.
Yeah.
Green
Oh, yeah,
beans in a
yeah.
can. Charlie Green Giant was a staple at our house.
We had, when we were growing up, there was a neighborhood kid down the street, Stephen, who was grew up with Perry, and he came over to the house one time, and we were fixing dinner, and Nita had some fresh green beans, and she was cutting them up, and he goes, "What are those?"
Yeah.
And she goes, "Stephen, these are green beans." He goes, "No, those come in a can."
Had no idea.
Embarrassed the shit out of his mom. and so, but there's that. Yeah, just having that kind of stuff is good. It's great.
Yeah, I agree. We try to eat fresh all the time.
Speaking of, there's just one other thought, and we'll bail out of this. Made me think about, there's one other time when we were growing up, one of our friends told Nita that she was over at one of the neighbor's house, and the neighbor was cooking dinner for her family. You know what it was a tuna casserole. But the twist on this tuna casserole is it had Fruit Loops in it.
Huh?
Fruit Loop tuna
So wait a minute.
casserole.
So you had noodles, you had tuna, and you had Fruit Loops?
Fruit Loops.
Who would do that?
I don't have a clue.
I guess they gave it some color.
Well, and some crunch. Maybe instead of they were going to put croutons on the top or breadcrumbs, didn't have it, so they put in Fruit Loops, and I'm going, it does give it color, but it's just a Fruit Loop tuna casserole. I mean,
no, that's really bad.
No,
Yeah. Sometimes Suzanne will make a little dressing,
Yeah.
And put it in the vegetables,
Yeah.
which kind of gives a little.
Yeah. No, that's okay.
Yeah, I
But,
like that.
Yeah.
Fruit Loops.
Yeah,
That's
There's
wrong on every level.
There's no right place for Fruit Loops.
No,
No, it really isn't. So, anyway. So, what's going on, Carl?
I got a rant.
Uh-oh.
I got a rant.
What?
I want to talk about.
Rant on, Carl.
Well, I don't even know if you know about this. Subprime auto loans. Are you familiar with subprime auto loans?
Yes, I am.
So- We got the same thing going on here? Maybe this is just hitting consciousness? So possibly our economy is being driven, and they noticed a lot of the driving economy is coming from auto sales.
Oh, you mean they've learned lessons from the housing industry on how to sell cars?
Yeah, so they're basically the same thing with going on with the subprime mortgages is now happening with subprime auto loans.
Oh, great.
Right now, the thing is, they're saying, "Oh well, this won't end badly because a car loan is worth much less than a mortgage."
Oh, that's some mental masturbation of the first order.
But the rant really comes. So there's a couple things about subprime loans that are just icky. Not only so basically they're making it so people who can't really afford a car get a car payment, get a car loan. So it's a predatory loaning.
Oh, yeah.
I got problems with that. But there's another insidious thing to the subprime loans. A lot of them, they don't get the loan without having this mechanism put in their car.
Yeah.
And the mechanism kills the car when you don't make the payment, no matter where you are.
No.
Yes.
So you
really,
could be driving down the street somewhere, and all of
in
a
a
sudden
bad
the
neighborhood.
computer says, "Hey, it's time to turn off that car."
Exactly.
Oh.
Exactly.
Oh, that's not good,
That's
is
not
it?
good. No. So not only are you being predatory on giving loans to people who probably really aren't going to be able to pay it back, and you know it. I mean, the loan industry is like the insurance industry. The numbers are really.
Well, if they didn't think it was going to be a problem, why would they even put that in the dashboard?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So because now it saves. It makes it a lot easier to go tow the car. Right? They don't have to hire someone to find the car and all that.
Well,
because they know exactly where the car
they
is.
know exactly where the car is because it stopped exactly where they wanted it to.
And if you tend to be poor, chances are you're going to end up having your car stopped in a bad neighborhood. So I'm just whether it's these
with
payday
kids in the back seat.
Yeah. Well, it's like the argument on the other side as well. It gives an opportunity. The argument is personal responsibility. Okay. On the other side of things, hey, you get a loan, you're supposed to pay the loan. That's the way it works. There's just a disregard of you're giving loans, predatory loans, so they're not the greatest of interest rates. Okay. No. Lots of penalties, and you have to subject yourself to this car monitoring. and they're giving loans to people that are poor, often less educated, and are just not able to take that on. And of course, if you can get a car and you couldn't get a car before, you're gonna go for it. You don't necessarily you don't have the economic intelligence about those kinds of things, and so it's really these payday loans.
Yeah, payday. I was just thinking
really
about
hate
that.
those
Payday
mothers.
loans or title loans, where they, because there's no good way. There's nothing good going to come from a payday loan.
No.
Or a title loan. There's
Well,
never anything good.
The argument they make is that, hey, a lot of times these people take payday loans, which are bad, to avoid something that's worse. So in other words, they get a payday loan, so they pay the electricity. So electricity is, in other words, they're saying, yeah, we know it's bad, but it's even worse. They're getting the loan for something even worse.
Who says that? The people that are marketing the payday loans, or the actual people that are getting the payday?
Bloomberg,
Yeah,
or Forbes.
Yeah, whoever's,
So, one thing I like about social media is we do have the ability to public shaming.
Yeah.
I think there should be more public shaming.
I think there should definitely be public shaming.
On these companies and stuff like that.
They understand their market.
Yeah.
They understand exactly what the demographics are of the people they're loaning to. They know that these people are not going to fight. They know that these people don't have any kind of recourse, and so they're going after them. They know that.
And then Wall
there's
Street,
no lobby.
Yeah.
There's no lobby.
No.
For people that are getting paid minimum wage and trying to make a living.
And then Wall Street's doing the same damn thing. They're bundling these subprime loans, auto loans.
Oh, they're bundling
the
the
they're doing the whole
subprimes?
thing again.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we're going down that road.
Well, we already had the mechanism in place to do that. They just needed a different product to run through the chute.
Exactly.
Wasn't
So
gonna
instead
be
of home
houses, we'll
mortgages, it's going to be cars.
Yeah, what's the next biggest purchase?
Cars.
Cars.
Yeah. So there you go. So it's like, it's like we didn't nail them to the wall the first time they did it, even though they almost destroyed the economy. Who went to prison for that? Nobody.
Nobody.
But now the corporations are people. I sure hope we can get some of these people in prison. And now they're doing the same damn thing.
Yeah.
So that's my rant. I'm not happy about it.
Yeah.
I really despise people that prey on other people.
Yeah.
It's just, and
especially for money. For any reason, but doing it for money, for monetary gain like that, and they know what the deal is. And where are the regulators? Where's the government?
Well, did you hear about that tape?
What
this
tape?
Woman named Carmen, I don't remember, San Diego or something like that. So she worked in the regulation industry, and she decided, she was so sick of it, she decided to record. So she did recordings. Basically, the Fed's saying, leave Goldman Sachs alone. The regulators,
Leave Goldman Sachs. Is Goldman Sachs one of the people that is doing this?
I don't know if this is tied to the auto subprime, but she went and became a whistleblower.
Yeah.
On the federal regulators.
Yeah.
Which basically are in bed with the people that they're supposedly regulating. Not that we're that surprised.
Yeah.
Just that now it's on tape. It's just so. It seems so much systematic that how do you get it out of Congress? Get it out of you can't get the laws changed because they're in bed, right? We got gerrymandering the districts. It's just like the game is set. And I don't know how you blow it up.
What is it even about the business community that says that this is okay?
It's about making money.
It's about making money. It's always about making money. But and that's the overriding concern, making money. Right. It doesn't matter what you do to other people that you're taking advantage, and you can sit there and whine about personal responsibility. These are the same motherfuckers that were sitting there listening to Mitt Romney talk when he got recorded about the 47% that we'll never be able to do anything about. They're just freeloaders.
Right.
Those are the people that are sitting in the audience.
Yeah, I guess they're freeloaders,
the
these subprime auto loans that they're doing.
Oh, they're absolutely free because they're not taking personal responsibility, which is complete bullshit.
Right.
Complete bullshit.
Yeah. I mean, they're acting like this person is.
Yeah, because what they're seeing what the people that are buying the cars, yeah, they have personal responsibility, but what they see is somebody that they believe is knows more about this than them, right?
Right.
They're the ones that they have to rely on about the financing on this and whether they really can afford this.
Mm-hmm.
And you've got somebody sitting on the other side, a loan officer, saying, "Oh yeah, you can afford this. We can make this work for you."
Right.
Instead of saying, "No, you really, for the amount of money that you make and the expenses that you have, this is what you should do." You know, when you think about anybody buying a car, I mean, does the person that's going over the finances with you, they say, "Okay, this is what your salary is."
Right.
They don't ask what
No.
your outlay is. They don't want to know how much it is how much you're paying for a home or for kids, or do you have private schools or any of this other kind of shit. They may run credit reports, but I don't know how much of that is really in there. And they see, well, you know, it looks like this guy will work.
Well, even if they have the credit report and
Yeah.
the guy's credit rating is 600 or something, they're going to
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. But now what they're doing is that doesn't even matter. They
Doesn't matter.
figure if they can push them, if they can,
Yeah.
I don't know. That just completely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the question is you know how to fix it. I thought Walmart was going to do payday loans.
Well, you know what? You know, one of the ways I think
Because really,
to fix
Walmart could take
you know,
a
one
play
of the
in
ways
this.
I think to fix it is public shaming. You know, that's what happened with this Highland Park thing. You know, where they
Right.
were trying to
Yeah.
ban the books, and all of a sudden everybody comes out and shines the spotlight on Highland Park and these parents that are trying to ban the books, and whoa, that flipped around in 2 days because
Right.
we don't want people to see us doing that. We don't want to be perceived as that kind of an environment or a community that would actually ban books.
The problem is
Suspend books.
the spotlight is so diffused in media world.
Yes.
You know that it's not like the old days. Unless 60 Minutes would be the closest.
Yeah.
But I do think the way it can happen is kind of like John Oliver did with that American beauty pageant. Okay, he did a segment. Maybe very few people watched it on HBO or whatever HBO's audience watched it. But then it got through social media and that clip
Yeah.
went through.
Yeah.
And I think that's how it really happens, from the passing on
Yeah.
of stuff.
Well, I
So-
think that, or sometimes you'll see networks, and or even newspapers. You know, who reads that shit anymore? They'll run a series on a given subject
Yeah.
over a week
Yeah.
and talk about it. But you've got to you have to have people that are willing to sit down and pour through it and understand it. And unfortunately, I think people's attention spans.
And it's not like I forget what his name is. He won a Nobel Peace Prize for his creation of microloans to poor people in India, right? And I thought that model, was so. It's not like you can't lend to poor people. You just have
Correct.
to do it the right way.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's the model exists.
Yeah.
All right. The guy in India that won the Nobel Peace Prize, and I'll put his name up on the website, but
Yeah.
he did it. That model exists. There's
Yeah.
a way to do it.
Yeah. And
So
he's loaning microloans, small amount of loans to people to
start businesses.
buy, for instance, a sewing machine.
Right.
And all of a sudden, somebody's got an ability to generate income for their family with that one sewing machine. And then once it gets to the point, they may hire somebody and buy a second sewing machine. And those are very cool things. But what this is doing, these are not loans to learn to make money and be self-efficient. These are loans that make you more dependent on the given system.
And the insidiousness of it is it's high interest, high penalty, so it's a very expensive loans, right? It's like these people don't have that much money to begin with, and so then you saddle them. Carl and Mike have much better credit. We get I get right now. I can write myself a check that it doesn't even draw interest till September of 2016. Okay, so I've got interest-free loans offered to me that till September 2016. You know how far away September 2016 is?
Yeah.
And I have an interest-free loan on that.
Yeah. Just free money.
It's-
They're
yeah.
offering it. Yeah.
So the better you get financially, or better your credit score, then the cheaper and cheaper the.
Yeah.
And I understand there's more risk at the lower end, but it's like hitting It's like hitting people. A lot of people don't have a bank account because it's $34 if you bounce a check.
Yeah, most people at that level are dealing in cash.
Yeah,
They're-
prepaid debit cards.
Prepaid debit cards, whatever, straight cash. They don't even have checks. They don't have anything. They're just dealing because they know when the money runs out, the money runs out.
So there's a business need. There's a business there. There's a business to undercut the payday loans. There's a business to undercut the subprime loans.
Well, and it's a business that you could feel good about and go to sleep feeling nice at night.
So I'd like to see capitalism work. So
Yeah.
I would like to see,
Yeah.
and if there are, please go to our carlandmike.net website or our Facebook page, Carl and Mike, and let us know of these companies that exist that are doing it. I'm assuming that they're there.
Yeah.
But if they're not in that neighborhood where the poor people are going to, lower income, people are going to see it, then not going to do any good. But it just really galled me, and it galled me on the predatory aspect, and it galled me that these are being Wall Street's involved again with the subprime, putting these loans together and selling that shit.
Yeah. Well, it's just like I can go back. I love that quote by Matt Taibbi. I'm going to try and I'll butcher it, I'm sure. Wall Street's the vast vampire squid searching around to shove its blood funnel down anything that smells like money.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well,
one of the best quotes ever.
There you go.
There they are, the vast vampire squid.
Yeah, ridiculous.
Yeah. Anyway.
That's my rant.
I have one.
Good.
Okay.
What's your rant?
So I'm sitting there watching TV, and I'm sure it has to do with the programs that I watch, but I'm sitting there watching when the commercials come on. All the commercials are about Cialis bone-up pills, whether it's Viagra, Cialis. One of the latest one is vaginal dryness. I mean, all these, and these are real issues. I'm not trying to make light of them, but God damn it.
They're target marketing you, Michael.
I know they're target marketing me, but what I want...
They know that you're a male.
I don't want to be... at my age, you don't want to be reminded that the parts are going to start to fail and the wheels are going to be coming off the car. You don't want to be reminded. And that's what these commercials are doing. But they're always... the scenes that the people are in, and we heard one this morning.
I love the bathtub.
And the other one this morning was about, frequent urination. Not if you're leaking. That's a different commercial. That has to do with adult diapers. Have you seen that commercial on adult diapers where it...
Depends, you talking about?
Well, what it is you see people sitting in a coffee shop, and all of a sudden they get up and march out on the street, and they're marching in line. And as you get up there, you realize they don't have any pants on. They're wearing Pampers or diapers, male diapers, Always or whatever the fuck the name is,
Wow.
And so they're walking down the street with these. It's a line of people trying to say, be proud, that you're wearing diapers, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I'm sure I will proudly wear them too, but it's the commercials.
Right. I think the technology is changing too. Okay, so you're not seeing baby food ads because they know they can deliver commercials to you based on who you are.
Yeah.
And they know who you are.
Oh yeah.
I'm noticing that more and more on Facebook. Now they know if you've been to a website. Have you ever noticed that?
Yeah.
If you've been to a website, all of a sudden you'll see the ads on Facebook.
Yeah. Okay, now, and also, since you're a copywriter, I need to ask you about the names of all these products. Where the fuck are they getting these names?
Cialis?
Well, yeah, they all start with a Z or an X or a Y, and it's words that are not found in nature. Is there somebody that comes up with these new names? I understand so they can get them copyrighted and protected and all that kind of stuff. But there's not, what the fuck is up with that shit?
Basically, you go to an ad agency and you say, we want to name this product, and a copywriter sits there and writes a bunch of names. I remember I wrote Casual for Hager Slacks years ago.
Oh, did you? Wool as in?
Casual.
Oh, okay.
It was casual pant made of wool. Casual, spelled WOOL. And, that's how that gets done. Copywriters in action. So there's
Yeah,
a
but
whole art
that
to it.
says something. Casual says
Yeah.
something. Cialis? I mean, what the fuck does that say?
What is a Cialis?
Yeah, well, I
does
mean,
it sound
what
nice? Does the word sound nice to you?
Does it Cialis?
It's not a hard word.
Cialis.
Pardon the pun.
Oh, there's nothing hard about it. Yeah, I guess it rolls off the tongue well, and that's
Yeah.
all kind of. But it doesn't speak. It doesn't.
No, it's
there's
not
no
as-
indication. It could be plant food.
Right. Well, what's a Google? I mean, what's a a lot of words are taken, Michael. You gotta run with it.
Well, Google is kind of like Oogle, which is kind of like you look at something.
Okay.
So Google is
there's
kind of, and Oogle is kind of. Well, I don't know if that's where it came from or whatever it was. But there's
Yeah,
kind
the
of that
ideal
deal.
name has a unique spelling or something that highlights. Nowadays, you'll notice there's misspellings of words, but they say the same. Like cool, Kewl.
Oh yeah.
Right. So there's misspellings of words, but to deliver the same thing.
Yeah.
I remember in the old days, advertising like car companies, man, they would just go and own. It was like domain names, Mm-hmm. They would just register, all these words that they, not even if they're going to use them or not, but
Yeah.
that they could use them.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's what that's about. But advertising's changing. It's called targeted. So the upside supposedly is,
I don't want to be targeted.
Well, yeah, you do.
No, I
because
don't.
if you don't want to buy a refrigerator, you don't want to see a refrigerator ad.
I don't want to see.
You're going to get ads, one way or the other.
I
Would you
don't
rather
wanna
have
hear
ads
ads.
you might be interested in, or ads that you're not interested in?
Do you
at all?
want to see an ad or hear an ad about restless leg syndrome?
Do I have restless leg?
Huh? Yeah. Do you have? But all of a sudden, you listen to the ad and you go, "Well, my leg twitches a little at night. Maybe I have restless leg syndrome. Maybe I need Xenofrune." Because ask your doctor about Xenofrune or whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah. Then you're on 19 prescriptions at
Yeah.
the age of 65, which I think is the last I looked is the average number of prescriptions people are on.
Yeah.
And then
Oh,
you're
yeah.
dealing
Well,
with
oh,
all
no,
the
it's-
side effects of the
Well, but see,
prescriptions, and there you go.
Yeah. And is that not that far off from the predatory loans? We're planning.
Yeah, they're marketing disease ideas.
You're planting these little seeds that if your legs twitch at night, well, maybe you have restless leg syndrome. If for whatever reason, and we've got this drug for you, and for whatever reason you have a wet fart,
Yeah.
and there's a commercial that comes on about anal leakage, and we can fix this.
Have you had it?
Have I had anal leakage?
No. I hope we don't have a commercial about anal leakage. I really
Well,
hope
it's
we don't
coming.
go there. It
It's
probably
coming.
is.
It is. That's one of my favorite terms, anal leakage. I read that in
Really?
Time magazine a long time ago, and it had to do with some sort of synthetic. I want to say it was aspartame or one of those kind of
Was it one of the
sweeteners.
warnings in a commercial?
Oh yeah. It said could cause anal leakage. Well, do you want to participate in anything? Do you want to ingest anything that's going to cause it? See, that's a lot of what this is. They have all these really great names and this young couple sitting there canoeing, looking at each other, and she's trying to get him to pop a bone-up pill, and then all of a sudden they're in a hot tub, or two tubs overlooking the bay, which I love that image, and then all of a sudden. Then the announcer comes in, anal leakage, going blind, 4-hour boner, and they list all these things, and you're going, why don't they just give me that information up front, and then I'll make a decision whether I want to participate or not.
Well, you probably should enjoy those, because I'm sure with a little bit more lobbying effort, pretty soon we won't have those
God, I hope.
warnings on the commercial.
Oh, the warnings?
Yeah, they'll take them off.
The warnings are the best part,
Yeah.
actually.
I love the warnings.
I like the warnings.
Yeah, they're probably going to take those away in a couple of years. A little lobby money, and just say, hey, we don't need to put those on the commercials.
We should read warning labels.
You can, yeah,
like that.
you can read
I mean,
them.
who actually reads that? So,
Nobody.
it's like
But that's how they'll play it. We don't need to put it on the TV commercial because they'll get it when they...
well, it's already 2 pages of really tiny print after the full-page ad.
Right.
Which everybody just flips by. So that shows you how much attention people are paying to you. But buried deep in there, somewhere on those 2 pages of 4-point type, is the word anal leakage. Beware.
Yes. Never buy anal leakage. Any product that causes that.
So
Well, that's a good rant.
Yeah.
There's many. Don't get me started with pharmaceutical companies. Jeez,
Oh yeah.
that whole world.
Yeah. But see, I don't remember. I mean, that's something, and I
I
want to
think
say
there was a new rule that came along.
it must be something that came along that said, okay,
Maybe
you
10,
can
20
market
years
these
ago.
things. And,
Yeah.
and speaking of pharmaceutical
Because
companies,
you
I've got
couldn't market those before.
I had this friend in Houston that told me this, and I didn't know this. He knows somebody at the club that he goes to who has made a very good living of buying secondary tested drugs. And what he explained to me is that when a pharmaceutical company, whatever it is developing a drug for, say, well, let's just say it's Viagra, which I think was originally had something to do with heart.
Right.
Okay, it was being tested for some sort of heart conditions, I believe is what it was. And if I'm wrong here,
They'll
anyway,
correct you.
yeah, we'll correct it. The gist of it is they're not just tracking Viagra and its chemical makeup. They track 2 or 3 other ones on either side of it where they change the makeup just enough that they can get a separate copyright on it. Okay? So they're copywriting or
And they
whatever.
sell the
they're
drug for
protecting.
a different thing. Same drug.
They'll figure out which one's working best for what they want it to do, and then the other drugs can be either marketed separately or sold off to somebody else. And this other guy buys some of these other drugs that the big farmers don't want to jack with at all, that have some other kind of promise or underlying
But
thing.
you still got to go through a FDA approval and all that.
No, it's going through those approvals. They're going through all those approvals, I think.
So
at the
then
same
what? It
time.
creates a new
In
brand
tandem.
with a new thing?
Yeah. There's a whole other market for some of these other chemical compounds that are spun off,
Yeah.
which is kind of interesting. I guess it makes sense from a business standpoint. You're not going to put all your money in one basket. If you can say, okay, well, here's a basket of 12 eggs, here's a basket of 12 eggs and a loaf of bread, and here's a basket of 12 eggs, a loaf of bread, and a tomato.
I am surprised at how often things are discovered that were accidents.
Yeah.
That they were looking for one thing and then they
Yeah.
found out it did this.
Yeah. Yeah.
That happens more often than
I think
not.
that's what Viagra was, if I remember correctly. I think it had something to do with the test subjects. It had to do with their heart, and they went to take the pills back, and the guys go, no, I really want to keep these because...
Yeah, or sometime I think some Balta was originally for pain, physical pain, and then it turned out it had to good for depression or whatever.
Yeah. But anyway, so you have all these drugs that are being developed and the side effects. The other side effect I love besides the anal leakage is the 4-hour erection.
Yeah.
Now, and we've talked about that. That's really kind of
the greatest copywriting line of all time.
Yeah, it is. It's because it's a warning, but it's a promise.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like,
But the brilliant part of the copywriting was it was in the warning.
Yeah, it was in the warning.
Yeah. So you're just kind of going along, not really paying attention, and then it says, may cause an erection up to 4 hours.
Yeah, yeah.
And you're like, ding,
and
say
then,
what?
That's exactly right. Boing. And then you're going, well, that's something that might be, and because it's in the 4-hour boner. If you had one, I mean, it's kind of like if you rented a Ferrari.
Right.
If you rented a Ferrari and you had it for 4 hours, are you just gonna kind of wander the streets and do some parallel parking and shit like that? No, you're gonna want to see what that baby can do.
Yes. You are,
so if you've got a
right.
4-hour boner, you're gonna want to use that hole. Wouldn't you think?
Right. Unfortunately, there's vaginal drying, so that kills that.
Well, you just have volunteers lined up or something. I don't know. But
I think
anyway.
there should be more cross-marketing promotions, like prostitution and the 4-hour boner.
And the 4-hour boner. Oh, that would be good.
Yeah.
Co-branding.
Yeah.
Some
kind of go
co-branding.
guerrilla marketing with this.
Yes.
So the prostitute,
Yeah.
legalize prostitution and then have the prostitute advertise this.
Yeah.
What I like.
Yeah.
My man, my John. What I like my John to use.
My Johnny.
My Johnny only uses Soleil, whatever the damn word is. See, it's just lack of marketing there. There's a
Yeah.
whole area.
Yeah, I think somebody's going to get rich off that.
There you go.
You'd be the 4-hour boner king.
There's certain rules that still, like prostitution. Do you think that should be legalized?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So let's get the government out of
Yeah.
telling you what to do with your body. You're a
Not
little
with young
libertarian, you.
girls, not with any of that kind of shit. But if there's somebody that's what they do for a living, yes. Get the pimps out of it. Get that part of it out. If you could get that out, that would be great.
So, well, why would the pimps be out of it if it was legal?
Well, I'm not sure that they would, but I'm
Aren't
saying
pimps
trying,
the marketing
trying.
arm of it all?
They are a marketing arm of it.
Pretty much. Now, there could be bad marketing and
Yeah.
good marketing.
Yeah.
But,
Strong arm marketing.
yeah. I guess if it was legal, you'd have, I don't know, what would be really different? There's still ads in Craigslist or whatever,
Yeah.
whether it's legal or not. I guess it was, I don't know.
guess you'd have more freelancers. Well, you probably have plenty of freelancers now anyway. That's a market that I don't know anything about.
Yeah, me either. So, we'll leave it at that.
Yeah. That would be a safe thing.
But I did like the cross marketing with Viagra.
Yeah.
What else going on? Have you watched any of the new TV shows? I
Gotham.
really have. Gotham? How was that?
Blacklist. Love Blacklist. Gotham, I think, is going to be good. Blacklist, I love it.
Blacklist?
Yeah, and we're waiting to see. Oh,
What's that about?
Huh? It's Spader. He's this
Well, this is like the
world.
second year.
Yeah, he's. Oh, it's good.
Is it like 24?
No, well, no, not really. I mean, it's kind of like it. What it basically is, he's a master criminal, world criminal, and he
Right.
comes in as a way to protect himself. He gives himself into up to the FBI, but he's still working his own businesses behind the scene.
Why isn't he in jail?
Because he's feeding the FBI information on other master criminals around the world, and they're taking them out one by one. And it turns out that a lot of these people are kind of people he needs taken out for his own business. I mean, it's just all kind of, but it's
Okay,
very
so he's
cool.
got that-
yeah.
that little
so
deal
that's,
going.
That's going. But yeah, I think there's probably a couple of good shows and some series that we.
I haven't. Right now, I'm not watching anything.
Really?
Yeah. Very.
That's good. Is it
Well,
is
I
it conscious
watch-
effort?
No, it's just don't have the time right now.
Yeah.
John Oliver's last week thing. I watched Daily Show, but
Yeah.
that's about it right now.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to start recording the Daily Show. I've seen bits and snippets, and I finally just need to do that.
Well, a lot
know-
of Daily Show, you can get some of the best of it on social
Yeah.
media too.
Yeah. Well, the other part of it is I just, I record Jon Stewart, and I'll probably do Daily Show, too, for the same, Today Show for the same reason. I just want to go to bed laughing. With all the bullshit that goes on during a given day. I just want somebody to make me laugh before I go to sleep. It's kind of a relaxing,
Yeah. And of course, I have 37 episodes of Love It and List It recorded.
What is that?
It's a real estate show. Ever heard of Love It and List It?
Uh-uh.
It's a couple in Canada, and so he's a realtor and she's a decorator.
Yeah.
Okay, so they go to someone's house, and the person has to decide whether to, and the person has X amount of money they're going to spend on fixing this place up. Then they have to decide whether to stay there or to move. So the realtor tries to get them to move, and the decorator tries to get them to stay. So it's love it is stay, listed is move.
Oh, okay.
And then at the end you find out, after they've been on this journey of looking at different houses, as well as going through the remodeling of whether they're going to stay or so you guess at the end of it's a girl, not a girly show, but yeah, it is a girly show.
That's a chick show.
That's
dude.
a chick show.
That
yeah.
is.
Yeah. So
that ain't how things work, or whatever that show is, or Dirty Jobs.
No.
You ever watch any of that?
I saw like one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of blood.
So we have our dual reality shows. So Love It or List It would be the chick side, and then I've got Shark Tank that recorded.
So you trade Suzanne a
I Love It or
Tank
List It
for a
Shark
Shark Tank.
But now she's kind of into Shark Tank.
Oh, okay.
And I'm
Well,
not
there
that
you
into Love It and List It.
Okay.
I mean, you get the basic premise after a while. It's kind of...
So you're pulling her along.
I am slowly working it, yes. Yes. See, I'm getting on even par here.
That's good.
Well, no, we're not like she's watching sports or anything.
Yeah.
But, yes, she's
Yeah.
got Love Her Listed. I got Shark Tank, but
Yeah.
no, she likes Shark Tank as much.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, it's trying different things.
we
you
are.
know? That's good, trying
So-
different things.
But I realize, don't you get these with DVR? It's in a situation where if we watch television every hour for a week, we wouldn't finish all our recorded shows.
Yeah. No, we haven't recorded that many. There are things that we could
Yeah.
do, and what we finally started doing is getting smart and not. I was recording stuff on HBO and Showtime. I don't do that
Yeah.
anymore because it's listed. So the only stuff I really recorded are on some of the channels that I can't get on the little sidebar deal where you scroll down and find all the stuff listed, and that's learning. The software of that of AT&T Uverse, but no, there's some.
We got all sorts of stuff
yeah,
recorded.
I want Justified to start.
I don't know what that is.
Oh,
Justified?
Justified, yes. It is one of the best ones that's come along for me, anyway, in a long time. It stars I think is Oliphant or something. The guy that was. Did you ever watch Deadwood?
Yeah.
The
Oh,
sheriff
Deadwood.
on the sheriff on
Oh, yeah.
Deadwood. He's like a deputy marshal on this one. And
So it's a Western?
better. Well, kinda. Because it's
What years is it
it's,
shot?
Oh, it's like now, but it's based in like Ozarks, not in Appalachia.
So
it's like cracker Appalachia shit. And he's a marshal there, and they've got all these people back
Is he
in
like
the
a
woods.
marshal from Boston or something? I mean,
No.
He
He
lives there.
grew
He
up
grew up
there.
there.
He
Ah.
grew up there, and he
so what makes the show
became
so
a marshal.
good?
Well, because his dad was a criminal and knows all these other criminals, and he knows all these people because they grew up and went to school together. But he got out, became a marshal, and all these other people are still doing their stuff. And it's got some great characters in it. I mean, phenomenal acting. It's
Really?
kind of like one of those shows like The Wire or Oz.
Okay.
You recognize some of the people,
What,
but some of those people have already started spinning off into the other
Is
shows.
it on AMC? Is it on FX? What is it on? Do you know? Is it a HBO
Yeah,
thing?
I
No.
want to say it's FX. I think
So
it's
it's not a
FX.
HBO thing.
Yeah, it could be History Channel, but I think it's FX, and just look it up, and it is. But you really need this one of those ones. Start from the beginning.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you got to start it from the beginning.
See, that's a lot of the problems is you get it. Well, I guess you have to just.
Well,
start.
then you have to do binge stuff like we did with.
So how do you start
Mad
from the
Men.
beginning? You have to go through Netflix.
Just go through Netflix and either do it the old way with snail mail where you get a CD in, you burn through it, or if you've got Netflix where you can stream it,
How many
just run
seasons
it.
has Justified been going on now?
Maybe three,
Three.
4, something like that. So you can get. See, that's the thing about.
It's a daunting task to start a
Well,
series.
it is a daunting task, and the thing about it is, it especially if you're going to sit there and binge on them. You sit there and look at a program and you go, oh, that's 2 years. It's about 26 programs. I can do that. But you look at one that everybody's been talking about, like if I had to go back and do Breaking Bad, how many years was that?
Yeah.
And then you're looking at 3-4 years, and you got up to 70 some odd episodes. You're going, geez, I don't know if I could do that. It was like Mad Men. It was that way for us to get started on that. I mean, you look at it, and then once you get in, you start your eyes glaze over, and you're
think you have
like
to-
drooling, and you're going, one more, Anita, one more, and you go, oh yeah, okay, fine. And you're sitting there.
I don't know if I can do like more than 2 or 3 hours of TV at a time.
Well, no, that's what it is, but it's still, you just kind of get into it, and at the end of that, you're kind of going, but it's try and shove in that kind of time somewhere.
Right.
You
It is
know.
daunting now.
It is daunting.
Yeah.
So anyway,
And I think television really has a lot of good stuff out.
yeah.
And so there, and more
Yeah.
than one series,
Yeah.
So you're not gonna. I've never seen Breaking Bad,
Well, it's kind of,
or just I saw True
we
Detective.
watch too much TV.
Yeah, you guys watch more than
it
I
would
think
be
we did.
And it would be. It's almost like this is the other thing I've been thinking about lately. It's almost like, and we touched on it on one of the episodes about having different experiences.
Yeah.
We talked about moving in those experiences, how they were growth experiences. Now, all these shows are different experiences, but I'm not sure they're really a growth experience. You
No.
know, instead of going like the other day.
It's like a good book, television. I mean, a series.
Yeah, it's a relaxing kind of a thing, and you may or may not learn something new, but it kind of massages you. But it's not. I wouldn't call. I don't think I'd call it a growth experience.
No, I don't think. I think if you're experiencing something passively, like
Yeah.
you're listening to someone play the piano, you're not learning how to
Yeah.
play the piano.
Yeah. I mean, some of the
I
documentaries
think it's
maybe so, because that's an educational kind of a thing.
Yeah,
Maybe,
no, you're right. I guess there's some growth there.
Yeah.
And I think movies or television now as a medium, you learn, you empathize with characters, and you learn.
Yeah.
I think you learn behaviors and things
Yeah.
like that. You can get
Yeah.
out of it. But no, I don't think it's as growth as you actively participating in the arena of
Yeah.
whatever.
Well, and I think.
Of course, we've got that coming now with
What's that?
virtual reality. That's going to be your new
Did
drug
you
of choice.
see the interview with what's the guy with the white hair that's overseas that had Assange or what his name is?
Julian Assange.
Did you see that?
No.
They showed this thing this morning on TV. This guy is interviewing him. They're both sitting on a stool on a stage in
Right.
the United States.
Well,
but
he's not.
Assange is not.
Right.
He's somewhere else. And
Right.
the guy's interviewing him here.
Right.
And I'm thinking, holy shit.
So they put Assange
that's
making
pretty
it look like he's in the studio,
Yeah.
even though he's not.
Same kind of stool.
Really?
Right there on the... Yeah.
Wow.
It was pretty creepy.
Well, we're going. I mean, I think this Occultist Rift, which is a virtual headset owned by Facebook now. I think it's Facebook that owns it. I think that's going to be the next medium.
Yeah, but this was no headset.
Right. Oh, this is
is
TV.
just sitting there.
Yeah.
This, I mean, if you could be in the audience, he would be up on stage. It's
Right.
kind of like that thing they do with Michael Jackson, where they've got him
Right,
doing
the
his last
holograms
show.
kind of
yeah,
thing.
Yeah, and it's a hologram kind of a deal, and you're going.
Well, I just
whoa.
think, Julie, isn't he just behind a green screen, and then they just? You're saying it looks like he's right in the set.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's interesting. I didn't see it.
Yeah.
So this is a new wrinkle.
Yeah, that's what they were talking about, was a hologram of him. Yeah, I think so. I think it's definitely a new wrinkle.
So it really just starts to change reality as we speak.
Yeah.
I think, it's such a fascinating time we live in.
Yeah.
Because, God, there's great promise and there's great problems,
Yeah.
and it's almost like a race to see which way.
Yeah.
There's a great book, my favorite book about the future is a book called Abundance.
Abundance?
Yeah.
What's it about?
Brilliant book by Peter Diamandis. It's about a very hopeful thing about the problems of the world and how they're being solved as
Yeah.
we speak.
It's a positive book.
Oh, very positive book about the future, about stuff from, water and all these different major energy, all these major problems and how they're being solved right now. And I read that book about a year ago, and I just remembered it again because Clinton, on his initiative, was interviewing this guy, and they create this thing called the X Prize, which is like a $15 million thing,
Yeah.
challenge. And I think they had one for the moon before, and the one they're doing this year, the X Prize, is on education. Who can come up with a open source software program that will allow kids to teach themselves how to read?
Oh, sweet.
Yeah,
Sweet.
yeah,
Really.
yeah. So there's really good things that are happening.
And this is
out there.
going to just be made available to everybody.
Well, it's
free?
open source, yeah.
So it's free. Okay.
So
open
that
source,
means
right.
open source means people can edit it, add to it, plug in it,
Make suggestions, different kind of things.
create additional products
Yeah,
or
off of it.
supports off of it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Plugins
open
or
source
whatever.
software to help where kids could learn to read by themselves.
Wow.
Because then so there's really cool stuff.
And
That's
this
anyway,
is,
get the
this
book
is the
Abundance.
Clinton Foundation that's doing this?
Clinton Global Initiative.
Clinton Global Initiative?
No, it's Peter Diamond's X Prize that's doing it. Clinton
Okay.
was just talking about
Okay.
it. But this guy's an example of highlighting the solutions that are happening
Yeah.
out there.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a very hopeful book.
There's another contest that's going on right now that I read about yesterday, and I believe it's by MIT, and it has to do with wearable drones with cameras.
Wearable drones?
Yeah.
How do you wear them if they're a drone?
Well, this is what was weird. The base or the center part of the drone looked like a watch face.
Right.
And then it had 4 little helicopters on it, and they went around, act as a wristband. So you could wear it, and it clipped on the back. So you wear it. This was a real preliminary designs. So you wear it, you take it apart, pull out the bands, they snap out. They got little helicopters, little propellers.
So how big is this drone? The size of an insect?
Well, the whole thing is probably maybe 5-6 inches in diameter. But there's not. I mean, it's just the base of it. I mean,
then you
looks
cook
like
it onto the legs?
It looks like it's about the size of a watch face, but it's got a camera in it.
Right.
So it shows these people crawling up Half Dome or whatever it is, up a sheer cliff, and they want to get a picture of themselves, and they undo their watch and send it on its way. It turns around, takes a picture of them, and flies back to them. Yes,
the
and
watch is a flying drone.
It's a flying drone. Yes, absolutely. It's got 4 little props on it. Takes off.
Is there a prototype made of this, or is this just an idea?
Well, this is an idea, and it's a contest. They're going to announce who the winner of this flying drone kind of a thing is. I mean, this is, and I was also, it was a couple of weeks ago when I'm talking about drones. I remember stumbling across something where there's a lady that's trying to come up with software by studying birds or insects or something that fly together in swarms,
right.
And trying to understand that and trying to build some sort of algorithm or whatever to plug into drones so you can have a swarm of drones that fly around and with each other but don't bump into each other. Now think about that shit.
Yeah, that's
Think
pretty
about that
hippy-hoppy.
Huh?
It's pretty weird and a little scary.
Yeah.
But technology is always scary.
But what would you do with a swarm around? I mean, it's
not
like
good things.
A beehive. Well, there's definitely going to be people that don't do.
What are they going to do?
Good things. I don't know.
Why would you need a swarm of drones?
Well, okay. Let's say you're sitting across the battlefield. Okay, that will go straight there because that's what's funding a lot of this shit.
This thing has like one little bullet in it, or what?
It doesn't even have a bullet that fires. It has a little explosion, and a camera with face recognition software, and there's a whole swarm of them, and they fly through an open window that's in a building 200 yards across that somebody keeps popping up out of, taking pop shots at you. So this swarm of little things flies through the window, turns around, looks, and goes, oh, that's our guy, comes over next to him, 2 or 3 of them, and just explodes right on his head. I mean, seriously. Is that far-fetched? I mean, if a simpleton like me can come up with that, I got to believe there are people, because there are those bullets that you can program. I read about that years ago. Do you know that sniper bullets?
So these are bullets, basically, little baby drone bullets.
Yeah.
Way to take. I am. I'm talking about abundance and positive things that are happening in your future, and you come up with drone bullets.
That's who's funding the shit. Yeah. So I think drones can be, they can be pests. I mean, when they get smaller, they start to take on the attributes of pests, don't they?
Well, there you go. Thank you, Michael. We'll end it on drones as pests and bullets.
Drones as pests and bullets.
As opposed to the future is bright, the future is dark. We don't know which way it's going to go. That's the beauty of it all.
But it's fun. It
is fun. All right, so let's close up here. For the links to the show, different things we've talked about, go to carlandmike.net. You want to follow us on Twitter at Carl and Mike, and join the conversation on Facebook, Carl and Mike, again on that. Imagine how that goes, Carl and Mike.
You got some stuff you want us to talk about or rant about?
Yeah. Tell us what we're doing right,
and
what we're doing wrong, we're off base.
We'll either do it or ignore you.
Or ban you.
Yeah.
We have the power of doing that.
We can ban.
We can.
All right.
No, we won't ban you.
No.
All right. Thanks a lot.
Peace.
Out.